Right. Right.
We want you to join us on Zoom by us. Hi, I'm Elitia, one of your relationship coaches.
And I'm Cullen. And
And I am here, and I am Amber Joy, and I am your intimacy and pleasure coach, just on the go.
Yeah.
yeah,
So you have three coaches that are live with you. We want you to join by Zoom so you get the full experience. But tonight is all about what to expect, why couples retreat, how is it different, what's the structure like, what's not structured, some destination info, and finally how you can join us. So we
right.
won't be here long, but we do encourage you to jump on over to Zoom so that you can see and hear what we're talking about. All right, so we're gonna kick it off
Yeah.
by sharing where we going and what we're doing.
Right. So, like I said, this is a couples retreat Q&A. It's going to take place in Phuket, Thailand, just about a little bit more than a year from now. So, and this is it. We're jumping right in. So,
We've been getting questions all year long, ever since the
yes.
last couples retreat when we were in couples Cape Town last year, March. People want to go, people have questions. And so this is the final Q&A of the year. And so tonight we're going to take some time to go through some of the questions that we've been getting, some of your pressing questions.
Right.
Coach Amber is going to dispel some things we've been hearing, but
Yeah.
more importantly, we want to make sure that you're comfortable with what we're sharing. All right?
Yeah. So, so the first question that we get more and more is what makes this retreat different from a vacation or church marriage retreat? So, so the we love this question because it speaks to the heart of what we do. Most vacations focus on escaping your daily routine, and while that has value, that often, they often stop they often stop at relaxation or surface level bonding. And the couples retreat, they're focused on emotional intelligence, and all of these different relationship skills that are being, and then now also intimacy and pleasure added to to it as well. So with those things there, it makes everything so much better. You're there in a relaxed state in to 1390 South Fillmore Street. Paradise, enjoying, and you get a chance to use these tools in the moment, not just with your partner, but with other people that's in the cohort. And so that alone amps it up. We actually asked the people who've done it before. That's the first thing they said. We really are focused on giving them tools, that help them take their relationship to a whole nother level. So that's our main unique selling proposition. One that we're really super excited about because we want to see people win at home. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Another way is different from what I'll say the standard church retreats. We've been booked to work at church retreats before, and it's usually a 3-day experience. And it's very, very structured. Unlike structured church marriage ministry retreats, typical retreats, When Love Works Couples Retreat is a combination of both some structure, but a lot of you time. And it's intentionally in a beautiful destination so that you're creating new memories, right? Oftentimes church retreats, marriage ministry retreats are in a hotel, a little bit, taking you away from your everyday routine. And it's usually about 3 days. For couples retreat here, we make sure that it's an extended amount of time so that you can relax out of your routine, which usually takes a couple of days, right? So it has to be more than 2 days.
Yep.
One, and then it's an international destination so that you and your partner can experience new memories, go somewhere new and not just a hotel lobby or a hotel conference room. We want to make sure that it's different and new. And again, as coaches, we've all been booked for church retreats, marriage retreats, so we know the setup of that, and we want to make sure that this was uniquely different and that you have a unique experience, but it's based in relaxation and relationship building at the same time.
Right, right.
Another question we get, why Thailand? What's so special about Thailand? Before we answer that question, and I know Coach Amber is going to jump in, I have to continue to plug this because it's the second question. Make sure you go to Zoom to see what we're talking about, to be able to ask your questions and be live with us.
Because we're currently showing pictures right now.
Videos,
so
videos.
I gotta tell you, my partner just got back from Thailand last Wednesday with his mom, and I have pictures alone that will tell you why Thailand.
So please come on the Zoom so you can see these videos. They're incredible. They kind of jump off the page, and it's a big part of. I mean, we want we would love for your answer to be yes, but if it's no, I want you to be able to see what you're saying no to because it's absolutely a beautiful place. This place is this backdrop is so intentional for love, reflection, and reconnection. It isn't just stunning; it's soul stirring. My wife and I go to all the retreat sites before we actually have our retreats, and one of the things about it is it's always been in that culture. They're very intentional about ancient healing practices, restorative energy, and just providing spaces where you could just simply be. And that's the thing that really attracted it to us, and on top of all of the natural beauty. You could go to beaches every day there for your entire visit there for 30 days and never see the same beach.
That's right.
Yeah.
And one just as stunning as the next.
And Coach Amber will talk about Thailand experience too, because like Cullen said, all of us have seen where you're going before you're going, right? And so another thing I have to say about Thailand before Coach Amber jumps in is that this place has so much natural beauty that if you want beach, if you want temples, if you want floating market, if you want late night, if you want new memories or just do nothing, we make sure that you have your ensuite to do that. So it's familiar enough for you to feel safe, yet exotic enough to spark wonder. And so every place that we choose is very intentional for that reason.
We're always going to have a water element because that in itself brings so much peace to people. And, but I'm sorry.
There's so much to be said for Thailand, from the culture to, just the scenery and just like you said, that feeling of well-being. When you start talking about massages, even couple massages for 80 baht, which is like nothing in US dollars. We're talking $20 for 90 minutes. And it's more than fair in that space. And and for myself as an intimacy and pleasure coach, you think about connecting in spaces that bring us joy, that bring us happiness, that when you inhale and exhale, you just feel good. And when you're doing that as a partner, I teach a workshop called Resetting Your Nervous System, Your Pleasure Nervous System. Imagine having that exhale, that lift off of your shoulders with your partner.
Right.
We so often talk about our nervous systems, but what we forget is when you're a unit, there's so much of that is shared. And not resetting that together, it complicates the love work that you've already done, right? And the scenery, the places that we surround ourselves with, the people that we surround ourselves with make all the difference.
You have to.
You
have to join this Zoom to see what we're talking about, because the picture and the videos alone that we're showing will ground you even in this moment instead of just hearing our voices, right?
Right.
Yep. Absolutely.
Another question that we get is, we see that there are structured group activities during a retreat. How much of this is mandatory?
Yeah.
That's a question that
Yeah. And let me tell you, I can honestly tell you right at 10%. And most of that is happening on the first day. I'm sorry, yeah,
day and a
the
half.
first full day. It's like
Yeah.
a day and a half that where there's most of the structured stuff is happening then, and most of that stuff is still fun. I mean, everything is fun. It's just that we haven't set, and it's still, and it's all, none of it's mandatory. Absolutely none of it's mandatory. You're the boss of your experience, but all the structured stuff happens right at the beginning because we're setting you up to succeed in your experience.
Yeah, we want you to feel empowered in how you move through the experience. And we have structured workshop sessions. It's not rigid, right? And so one of the things we want to make sure that we make ensure that we, to answer that question, is that the things that are structured are your airport transportation, because you'll have when love works at the airport to pick you up, then we need your itinerary before to structure that, right? The workshops, when you come in, usually people come in, we have the couples massages, and that's intentional because we want you to settle into the space. We know even for a little group meetings, even virtually, it takes about 15 minutes. So imagine an international flight. So it's intentional that the structure of your couples massages when you arrive is there. Another piece of the structure component, which again happens on the second night, or like this is like the day and a half of structure, is the group workshops. Right. During the group workshops, the private chef is there, and we are served dinner, and your coaches are facilitating the workshop. So you'll have a relationship building workshop about your love practices with Cullen and I, where we'll, guide you through the 5 stages. Every couple has to navigate in their relationship. And then you'll also have your intimacy and pleasure workshop, Coach Amber. All of this is while you're being served, the private chef is serving you. That's as much structure as you'll get. Yeah. Now, one of the things that also happens when you wake up the next morning after traveling is that we have a group tour, right? We want you to see the lay of the island, see where you are, even though we send you a lot of information. When you get on the ground, we have a group tour, as you can see in the picture, that's from what we just did in Cape Town, that we want you to see all the options. Right. And what usually happens is, because we're in one huge home and everyone is bonding, people start to plan the rest of their 7 or 8 other days as couple sets, as couples groups. But that group tour helps inform where y'all going next. Right?
Yeah, it's like a menu.
And so that's a part of the structure. Yeah. Another thing that structures, like I said, we have in this particular setting in Thailand, we have daily breakfasts. That's not in all sites, but that's something that's there. So knowing your dietary preferences and things of that nature is a part of the structure that has to happen. And then we have a couple of group excursions built in, but again, they're on that first little leg, and then the rest after that you build on with whomever. And like I said, when you arrive, the couples massage has to be structured because we want to intentionally take you all the way down, ground you, relax you into the space. Another part of the structure is our support staff really helping you set up your one-to-one coaching sessions, because guess what happens in the group workshops? You're going to be hearing some stuff and talking about some stuff, and then your personal relationship will need its own planning. And so you dictate the time for where you want to have your one-on-ones with your relationship coaches and with your intimacy and pleasure coaches. You might say, I want to do that on Thursday on the beach. Or you might say, I want to do that at sunset at blank. That's the structure that you bring.
Yeah, we actually encourage that. The first session is going to be in-house. So you got this big, beautiful island with all these great things. I mean, amazing settings. And in any one of those places, my wife and I will do coaching. So please take advantage of that. Please take advantage of the beach, the rooftop pools, and all the stuff that's there that are absolutely beautiful.
And Coach Amber will add about the structure that comes with your intimacy and pleasure experience there.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure that everybody understands that the reason why we're pulling in intimacy and pleasure into this is fundamentally we are physical beings. And even if, and I don't know that every couple on this trip would be a married couple as much as a committed couple, but being physical beings means that we have to align. Remember when we said earlier about grounding yourself? We have to align our pleasure needs, wants, and desires, and doing that respectfully through close intimacy, right? And that means being able to establish the vocabulary, shared vocabulary. This is what I need. This is how I need it. This is how I desire it. This is how I want it. And so what we're hoping to do, not even just hoping to do, what we plan to do is give you the tools to be able to communicate those needs, wants, and desires so that each couple is on the same playing field. And remember, the longer we're together, the more we change. And that's okay. You're supposed to grow and evolve together. But if you're one of those couples that's been together forever, let me tell you, the way that you were experiencing intimacy, and I'm not just talking about sex, intercourse, I'm talking about the way that you experience intimacy, the way that you enjoy intimacy and pleasure has probably changed. And I know for us ladies, let's talk about perimenopause and menopause. So the things that brought you pleasure, the things that meant closeness and intimacy, you know, when I'm having hot flashes, maybe I don't want to be touched, right? And so we talk about how to communicate. We get those tools, how to communicate those changes, how to communicate those needs, wants, and desires. And yes, we're going to have some fun. I'm going to teach you guys some fun things. But listen, this is all very respectful of your relationship and how to grow and build on it and work with one another as your needs, wants, and desires evolve and change. That's the goal here. And if we're not putting a level of emphasis on those physical needs, wants, and desires, even if you're abstinent, okay, there's lots of couples that are abstinent for whatever reason. There's still a way to connect intimately and respectfully of one another, and that's where we want to focus this time together.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You bet. It's hugely important, right? I mean, because think about it. I think about when I was 20, my goals and objectives and my desires were different. Matter of fact, I don't even know if I knew what my desires were. Right? That sounds good. Yeah, you know, but we're mature adults now. And it's time to open that door and have those conversations and to remove, because intimacy and pleasure is about trust, right? Yeah. And you can't do that love work with somebody that you don't fully trust.
That part. Right. That's it right there. It comes up all the time. So again, to answer your question about the structure and how much of it is mandatory, when you arrive that half day, it's going to be structured, and the following day is going to be structured. So make sure that you are grounded and aligned in the place.
This is yeah. Let me tell you something. This is what we're going on our fifth retreat, and one thing that we have noticed is we book enough time on these trips. We create this in such a way where you have plenty of time for your relationship, for yourself, and I mean you can be with your partner or just be. You can be with the group or just be. Right. You will have plenty of time for all of those things, and I promise you, almost everybody I know, they report the same thing. They have plenty of time to actually get to know people, and most of them are friends. You know, most of them are friends with the people that were in their cohort. I just call it cohort in this particular.
It's a cohort. It's a cohort of love leaders.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the unstructured stuff that we're showing you now is just because you're set free in this beautiful Thailand. So when you look at this video, you're seeing the night market. You're seeing how it looks to be in Old Town, how it looks if you're on Bangalore Road, which is the optional group party. Like everybody might not want to go out at night. So, but we all of this is unstructured and optional because it's your experience. And again, we've had enough retreats to know that some couples just want to be, and some want to do everything that that destination is known for. And believe me,
Yeah.
Thailand is a place where you'll be able to do that. The food is cheap. The destinations, once you get there, all of that is cheap. We just need you to show up,
Yeah.
you and your
Yep.
partner, and we'll take care of the rest.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And you know what? I will listen, we're not supposed to argue in front of the kids, but I will say those things aren't cheap. They're inexpensive. And the
Right.
reason why I make that distinction is because when I tell you, culturally speaking,
Mm-hmm.
the people of Thailand are going to make you feel welcome. They're going to give you,
Yeah.
you know how like when you go to the hair shop and they tell you to come with your hair washed?
Oh,
Yeah.
You won't be dealing with any of that.
no.
You will get the full luxury experience
Yeah.
Right.
at a price that I can tell you right here in the States that we are not looking at.
Right. Exactly.
We are not experiencing that. And so I just think from the location all the way to all the things that we have, I'm excited. Can you guys tell I'm excited? All the things that we have planned for you all is really what I know. My partner is coming as well, and beyond all of the scenery and all that stuff, it's really and truly the opportunity. You could choose to do none of it, but you have this opportunity in front of you to strengthen the relationship that you have chosen.
Yeah.
And I know from my end of the street and from Elitia and Cullen's end of the street, we have poured so much into the itinerary, the lineup, and all the things we intend to pour into you guys. And none of it is something that you're going to leave regretting that you did, right?
Right.
None of that. None of it will be a matter of like, man, I really wish we didn't learn how to connect on an intimate level, on a higher intimate level. Man, I wish we hadn't learned how to connect together as a couple and strengthen and know that sometimes it's not roses and daisies, but we have the tools to pull ourselves through that. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm a cheerleader. I am biased. But I believe this is one of those things that you're not only going to love where you're at, but you're going to love what you're doing.
That part.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've been doing this work long enough to know that there are a ton of people that struggle asking for what they want in their relationship, male and female.
Yeah.
Especially. And that's one of the reasons why we knew when we met Amber, this had to be a partnership because we didn't want the people that came through our coaching to be winning on every other level and struggling physically in that realm, because I mean, you want what you want, and it's not going to go away.
Yeah. Which brings us to this next question what came up. It was like, well, y'all been doing this for a while. It's y'all fifth year of specifically the couples retreat. We've been when love works for much longer, but what kinds of conversations and breakthroughs do couples usually have during these couples retreats? And we love this question because we even invited some of past retreat goers to the Zoom as well. And you can listen to older playbacks and you'll hear them give their experience. But one of the answers to this question is couples gain that language to express their needs, wants, and desires, like Amber said, right?
Right.
Like sometimes this is the first time. And I'll use a quote of Donna. Donna and Keith have been on every retreat with us. And one of the things that Donna said, they've been married for what, 40 years? And she said,
beautiful. I love it.
And she said, we come to these, she said, we come to these retreats because we can have the hard conversations that land softly. Those were her words about when you're in that group workshop, and then when you have that one-on-one, and then when you all have to implement it, what does it look like? And that's just some of the feedback we got. We also heard that, again, sometimes for the first time, this is couples doing that work. Sometimes another breakthrough we hear is like, this is the first time that we've had our relationship being planned and thought through in these one-on-ones. Like in the group, it's great to get whole body and whole group information. Like people often do that in churches and ministries and things of that nature. But we also have the one-on-one, and we've heard people say, listen, it's just something about being guided and having that space to slow down
Right.
and hear and then work through the tools I just got.
Right.
That's a huge breakthrough that we've seen in this experience. And so that's why we are uniquely positioned, because you have the relationship builder component and you have the intimacy and pleasure component, that your relationship will be the foundation that you desire, that you want, that you need.
And so many people have also told us that that emotional piece was huge. Like learning that they're the masters, and and if they're not already, we help them to have tools to regain mastery of their emotions, so they can recognize that emotion is not it's not who you are. It's equivalent to your clothing. You can put it on and take it off, and it shouldn't be something that governs you, and especially to the point of where it's doing destruction, destroying your relationship and all the stuff that you work so hard to build.
Yep.
Yeah.
Listen, this question, again, these are real pictures from our real experiences. So this is us getting ready to go up to Table Mountain.
I love it.
There's some of the people there. And again, it's plenty of time to do nothing, plenty of time to just be with your partner, plenty of time to just be. You could literally have your own space, because we have suites and everyone has their own private suite. So you could literally be on your balcony and be like, I don't even want to show out today. I won't be in my room. And you could do that. But not once have we had couples not bond and become and maintain that bond beyond the retreat. That's something that we've always experienced. So that's the last way I would answer the question about what do couples really experience during that. They always walk away now having a like-minded group of couples that they stay connected to. Believe me, we've heard the stories even after the retreats of how they stay connected. And
listen, there's science behind that too. When couples and individuals talk about in a respectful way, right? We have this habit of not talking about our relationships out loud. But when you surround yourself with people that support you and cheer you on, but when you talk about those things out loud, listen, in under 2 weeks, you see improvement. And that doesn't mean that you're showing up broken, right? It just means that wherever you started, in under 2 weeks, you see a level of elevation that you wouldn't have. And the reason being is because now we have normalized talking about and nurturing healthy relationships.
Yes.
All the shame from that, all the, hey, we aren't perfect. Because when you mask that, you say it's okay.
Right.
But when you nurture that and you talk about it and say, hey, look, we've had these struggles. Or, hey, look, we're working on this and it's working positively for us. It does not have to be negative. You could have a beautiful, positive working relationship, but everything requires maintenance. I got a new car. I still got to maintenance it.
That's it.
Right? Yeah.
Listen, everything Amber just said. And so before we let y'all go, we know that you also ask, well, what about those people who are now having these elevated conversations? What happens after the retreat? How do couples keep that momentum going? I'm glad you asked. Because we have transformation, we know that transformation is not a one and done. And even though this is over the course of 9 days of this retreat, we know it doesn't stop when the plan lands and you get back to your destination.
Right.
We have specifically the Love Leader membership. And because you're on the Couples Thailand retreat, you'll go home with the first 10 days of that membership included. So that's where you'll find your notes from your one-on-one sessions. That's where you'll find the recording from the group sessions. That's where you'll find your planners so that you can get to work now that you're back home. And every couple gets that complimentary month, I think, of the membership. So you
Right.
can have access to us as your coaches. You know, you may want to send an email, you may want to send a follow-up about something that you did in your one-on-one with Coach Amber, and you need that feedback. You might want to check in on your roadmap. And so that's a part of your online platform where you're logging into your platform, because you'll be a complimentary member at that point, to see you moving through those stages, like Amber said. Because you'll be doing this work together, everyone is going to see their own growth, because we have an assessment that's going to help you say, wait, where did I start at the beginning of this retreat? We know that every couple goes through 5 stages. You might come in at stage 1 frustrated. You might leave at stage 2, but that's still growth.
Yeah.
You might come in at stage 2 and leave at stage 5. That's even more growth, but it's growth. And so you'll be able to see the roadmap, because you'll have that complimentary after the retreat. You'll have access, again, like we said, to the prompts and the check-ins, because we want you to stay aligned. And then you're also invited because to additional couples experiences that we have. Like Couples Retreat Thailand is December of 2026. This is about a year out, and all payments are due by March. But between then, guess what we have lined up? Date night is February. It lands on Valentine's Day this year, y'all. And that's when we send a mini couples retreat to your house with your pampering, right? Your private. Guess what else? In the summer of next year, you have couples camping in Denver. So there are a lot of experiences to keep you doing this work, even before the retreat and then after retreat, because we run it back, y'all. We make sure that literacy and healthy relationships are a part of your conversation. So that was the last question that we had gotten. We don't know if you have any more, but if you have another question, you got about 2.2 seconds to get it in.
We got all the answers. You got just a few seconds.
A few seconds to get it in. Listen, this retreat gives you the breakthrough. The membership gives you the tools to build on it together.
Yeah.
There we go.
So
there we go.
And finally, you might be saying, well, how can I join y'all at this upcoming retreat? Great question. Like you'll see on the screen, the QR code and the link is in the the link is in the chat and description for you to join and save your spot. We only have 6 spots left. And if you could see how you can see on the screen, you see how that was one huge house. Because what we found in the past is y'all don't like to be in separate houses, and we definitely don't do hotels. So because we have one curated experience, one location, we limit the spots that we have. So we only have 6 spots left, because again, each person will have their own suite and private chef and all these things that can happen in a curated space. So it's not an indefinite amount of people. We're not trying to replicate a conference room full of couples. This is intentional relationship building with an intimate group.
Right. So
very intentional.
For some reason, this jumped. So I'm going to just come out for a second and just fix this, and then I'll put it back up so you can sign up for. Give me 1 second.
Get your spot. I'm looking to see if we had any questions come in, because we're about to get off here. We said we'd give y'all Q&A. Those were the questions that came in. You got our answers. We'll check back afterwards. And if you have any more, don't hesitate to email us at admins, ADMINS, at whenloveworks.com. That's WhenLoveWorks.com. Subject line, couples retreat.
Cannot wait to see y'all. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good, intentional time.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Amber.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate y'all hanging out.
See you in Thailand.
That's it.
See y'all in Thailand.
All right.